can you tell us more about the background behind that book?
Okay, well, the reason I'm writing about Bule hunter because I would say that Bule hunter is actually a silent phenomenon which happened in Indonesia, like Indonesian women dating a Westerner, and they often being judged by the society, either the Indonesian or Westerner, where the Indonesian woman often being labeled as either gold digger or a easy girl or cheap girl, which often being negative. Meanwhile, some of them just want to have fun or they just want to fall in love. But I have to admit that there are some of them also dating those Westerners to to improve their life financially.
And I heard that you are experiencing the phenomenon yourself. You are married to a Bule guy.
Yeah.
And how do you face all those generalization, those stereotypes?
Well, at the beginning, I found it annoying, those stereotypes, like why they call me Bule hunter. Well, I have to say also that actually the first time I heard the term Bule hunter was back in 2007, and I just noticed that the definition of Bule hunter is nothing positive. It's
all negative.
Yeah, all negative. As I mentioned earlier, that it's related as a gold digger or easy girl. But then as time goes by, I try to understand, and then I decided to write my experience, not just my own experience, but also it's also other people's experience that I gather, and I talk to some people, I talk to some source that I purposely looking for them to get the understanding of who are they. Who are those people who are being judged by the society just because they are with Western men? Okay.
When you're writing your book, what process did you went through? Can you explain what method did you use?
I myself is a journalist. I'm a writer. So the way I'm writing this book, I was doing some interview, research, observation, also conversation with some of people that I know who are willing to share that experience, and it's challenging also because when I want to find some source who have a different story, which who are not really in my community, for example, sex worker, I have to look for them in nightclub, in a red light district, and or even in internet.
Really?
Yes, and it turned out that, oh, look, these people that not really my friend, they have something interesting to say about their relationship with Western men.
So, did you write anything in the book that you want people to look at Bule hunter differently?
Yes.
Have a different opinion about Bule hunter?
Yes, because in each chapter, I divided the book into 3 chapters.
What are they?
Money, where it's the title of the chapter is Gold Digger.
Gold Digger.
And then for sex, the title is Sex Addict. And then love, the subtitle is It's all about love. So in each chapter, and the reason why I arrange it that way, because the money, that's what people often think the Indonesian woman look after Western men when they date. Like, oh, she must go for money. They want to get rich instantly.
Aren't you afraid that Indonesian people or Indonesian women would not want to read it or would give you negative comments about it? Or, how is it so far?
So far, I actually have some interesting comment and reader from my opinion from my readers, where they send me some emails and chat with me and share about it. Like they are just being open. They just being themselves. They just express, because like while they cannot talk about it with other people, like their friend or their family openly. They find that other people want to talk about it. But we are talking about sex. The taboo part is not just about the sexual activity. It's not about that. Why I'm writing that? Because I want to create the reproduction health awareness among those people who doing that, right? Because it's crazy. It's not just about pregnancy. It's not about moral issue. While many people are doing it behind the door, the wall, they do it, but some of them get pregnant, or the worst, some of them get the sexual transmitted disease, just because they are not educated and they are not aware, not educated in terms of academic, but like
sexual education.
Yeah, they lack of that. They lack of sexual education, and that's the worst nightmare of those private life of those Indonesian young women in the modern days.
That's one of the goals in writing that book, obviously, but what's your main goal? What's the big picture in writing this book? What do you want to achieve?
What I want to achieve is basically, please stop judge this Indonesian woman who date foreigner as a bule hunter and with negative label. Other than that, also trying to tell, not to lecture, not to lecture other people, but to tell them that not every cross-cultural relationship, especially with Westerner, are always good, because there are a lot of obstacles, there are a lot of challenges. It's sometimes at the beginning, some of us thinking, oh, everything about Westerner are cool, are great, Indonesian are bad, or let's say, how do you call it? It's too traditional. But meanwhile, as time goes by, some of those girls will realize that not everything about Indonesian is bad, and not everything about Westerner is good. And in the end of the day, no matter how hard you try to be or acting or dress up like a Westerner, you will never be one. You're still Indonesian. Inside you or physically, you'll still be Indonesian, and you will still miss your Indonesian part of your life.